Hi everybody, it's Lori with Live Inspired. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you guys in a long time, so I just wanted to say hi. Hope everybody's doing well. And I want to talk to you today about something that continues to come up in the work that I do and just in conversations with people in general and things that I've actually seen on social media as well. And what I am referring to is the physical, mental, and emotional side effects that many people are experiencing as a result of the energetic shift that's happening right now on a global level. Some of the things that I am referring to are headaches, prolonged sickness, like getting colds when you normally wouldn't, or having them for longer periods than you normally would, insomnia, lots of insomnia going on, particularly around the full moon and the new moon. Pay attention to that if you're having insomnia as to when it's actually occurring. This feeling of just being severely irritated with humanity right now, whereas you normally are a person who tends to be more loving and accepting and kind, and right now you're just feeling like I can't stand any of you. Though that may be happening right now, there are people who are feeling just disconnected from humanity in general, like you just want to cocoon away when normally you're not really like that, or if you are like that, you're feeling it at an even greater level than even you normally do. You just simply you're feeling detached. So when people talk to you, you find that you're having a hard time staying in that conversation, whereas before this wasn't a challenge for you, not at the level that maybe you are experiencing it today. Another thing that's happening is that people are having a hard time staying in the present moment, which kind of goes along with what I just said. But even at a more deeper level, like even just in general, you're having a hard time just staying in the moment, even though you may have a practice to help you be able to do that. You know, most people live on autopilot, and some of us have decided that we don't want to do that. Most people can go from their home to their job or their grocery store and not even remember how they got there. But some of us have made a determined effort to be able to be completely present in every moment of our life. And even some of those people are having a difficult time maintaining their presence. What if you're the kind of person who typically does get to point A to point B, and you can do that? Our brains are phenomenal that we can actually operate on autopilot. But maybe it's come to your attention that you don't want to live that way anymore, but you're struggling with being able to do something different. So that's happening. Also, people are having mysterious changes in their appetite. Like you may be thinking, why do I suddenly not want to eat this beef or this chicken or something? Like there's a particular item of food that you usually eat that maybe you don't want to eat anymore, or something that you usually drink that you don't feel inclined to drink anymore. Something's telling you to cut back or stop doing it. These are also some of the side effects that are happening, and you're going to be inclined, of course, to continue doing it because it just doesn't make sense why you wouldn't, and because you're used to doing it. So you're used to doing it, so you might want to continue to do it just out of habit. Also, there is this thing of not feeling comfortable in your body, just simply not feeling right. You know, your clothes don't fit right. You're hypersensitive to touch. When you lay down to take a nap or you sit down, you just can't seem to, there's all this shifting that occurs because you just can't seem to get comfortable in your skin. That's another side effect. The other one is the hypersensitivity. For those of us who are already sensitive to energy, maybe now you're even more sensitive than you used to be. So these are all some of the things that might be happening right now with you because of the energetic pull. And the reason it's happening is because there's a resistance. There's a resistance within ourselves, and there's a resistance on a global level because this pull is happening on a human global level, cosmic level right now. And so we are all very accustomed to living a particular way in our physical bodies and relating to others in a particular way in our physical bodies. And sometimes it's difficult to let go of that, but our energy bodies are moving to this other plane, to this other ascension level. And so the physical body sometimes doesn't want to come as quickly and easily because it likes what it's been familiar with. And so some of these changes are also happening at a cellular level, which does create some problems. Now, I will say this, if you are experiencing any physical ailments or things that are new to you physically, or just things that seem off, it is always a good idea to go to your doctor, rule anything out, and after you've done that, then you can count it off to probably just the energetic pull that's happening right now. So some of the things that you can do to relieve some of this that's happening with you, the first thing I would say is stop resisting. Don't resist it. I understand that if you are a person of light and love, you may be inclined to want to beat yourself up and tell yourself you have to love everybody. You shouldn't feel angered or frustrated with humanity. I would say, you know what, let that go. This is part of our human experience. It is very human to experience whatever emotion you are experiencing experiencing. And I can just tell you, you're denying it or acting like it doesn't exist is not going to cause it to go away. It's just going to cause it to go deeper and then seep out of you some other way that's probably going to be a lot less pleasant. So it's much better for you just to recognize it, embrace it, accept that it's happening for you right now. And I can tell you, after you've done that, you will probably find that it dissipates. At the very least, you'll find that you'll be in a much better position to be able to manage this and become curious about it. What is this agitation about? You know, I was going through a period of feeling very agitated, and what I discovered is that I was just frustrated because I had this expectation that humanity would be further along than it turns out we actually are. And the truth of the matter is we're right where we are supposed to be. Once you can accept that you're frustrated because your expectations weren't met, you can move to a different place of unconditional love, because unconditional love doesn't have any expectations, right? So you can actually use this as a benefit to move yourself to a whole other place yourself, which is what this is all about. So again, it's the resistance that is probably causing you the difficulty. Once you release the resistance, you can move through it. You'll be at a higher level. You will have all by yourself with just that thing of helping yourself have helped humanity as well. You see, our first responsibility is to help ourselves be able to move forward and ascend. And that actually helps humanity as well. Insomnia. If you are having insomnia, this is a big one. I said before, make sure that you're paying attention to when it's occurring, because if it's occurring during the full moon or the new moon, that's not an accident either. Like, this insomnia is no accident. This is probably or possibly your spirit speaking to you, trying to give you guidance and direction, peace, knowledge, whatever, for you to move through whatever's going on with you during this time and to help you ascend beyond a particular point during this time. You know, I can tell you this, that throughout various spiritual traditions, the hours between like 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. are the primo time. Various traditions teach this, that this is the time when spirit is most likely to speak the loudest and the clearest and give you the greatest information to help you along your path. So if that's happening to you, it's actually a good thing. And I want to encourage you to work with it and not against it yet again. And by doing that, by just deciding that when you're not able to sleep, to go ahead and get up. I know that sounds counterintuitive, because what you really want to do is go back to sleep, but you're not going to do that anyway. So you might as well just get up, take some time to go within, spend some time with yourself, listen to see if you hear anything, if you feel anything, if you get anything. I mean, here, the worst that can happen is you're going to get some enlightenment or some peace or some information that you didn't have before. And the best thing that'll happen is you go back to sleep. So, but that's what you want to do anyway. So I would encourage you to begin to capitalize on those opportunities, particularly around the full moon and the new moon, particularly around those seasons, to be able to get up and allow yourself to be open to what spirit may be trying to communicate to you. Also, if the food is an issue, if you're having this resistance to certain foods, go ahead and try it out. See how you do by just letting that go. And for a period, or even just cutting back a little bit. I'm never a fan of making a huge amount of drastic changes all at the same time and quickly, because you usually set yourself up for failure when you do that. But if you can just take one thing and eliminate that one thing and see how you feel about that. And if it works or it feels like it's in the vein for you and things start feeling better, then move on to the next thing. And if it doesn't, then go back. So you can experiment and play with this if you want to, if you're having that. Drink lots of water if you're having physical ailments and headaches. Self-care is the order of the day. This is a really good time for if you're having physical things happening with your body, or if you're feeling this need to just disconnect and you're feeling this inability to remain present. This is a good time to begin to trim away the fat. Let go of any activity, any relationship, anything that is pulling from you energetically that isn't supporting your highest good at this time, or supporting the path that you are on and where you're going. This is a good time to be able to back off of some of that and just let it be, so that you can do some self-care and taking care of yourself. I will say it again. The greatest gift you can give to humanity, that you can lend to the ascension process, is doing your own self-care, taking care of you, and allowing yourself to grow and move and expand in the ascension that you are here to do. And that all by itself will be a tremendous help to humanity. So I hope that some of this information has been useful to you. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them for you free of charge. You can inbox me or just put something in the comments section, question or whatever, and I'll do my best to answer that or point you in the right direction, because I certainly don't know everything, but I have a pretty good bag of resources at this point. So I hope that that can help you get back to sleep. It can help you feel a little more human in your experience, a little more loving and kind towards others, and maybe even just healthier. So, well, may you have a wonderful evening, day, morning, afternoon, whatever time of the day it is for you. And of course, may you ever live inspired. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great night. Bye-bye.